What's going on, guys? Welcome to OnsideBallerTv, the ultimate destination for all things football. Whether you're a die-hard fan or just love the beautiful game, you've come to the right place. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our passionate football community. Stay tuned for electrifying content, because here at OnsideBallerTv, football isn't just a sport, it's a way of life. If you missed the game between Arsenal versus Newcastle, don't worry, I got you covered with all the highlights and reaction. But before I jump into this game recap, guys, do me favor and show you're supported by hit the subscriber button, like, and share this video, so when I post you don't miss any of this news and so much more. This time Arsenal and Newcastle contrived an outcome that was beyond dispute. Mikel Arteta's team continued to swat domestic opponents aside, and they could hardly have put in a more convincing shift, particularly following a midweek trip to Portugal. They pulled clear through an own goal by Sven Botman and Kai Havertz's close-range finish during an outstanding first-half display. Further strikes from Bukayo, Saka and Jakub Kiwior picked Newcastle off. Joe Willock's late header never looked like threatening the outcome, and Arsenal show no sign of being the spare wheel in a three-team title race. Nobody present needed reminding of the fireworks that had followed Newcastle's win by the odd goal at St. James Park in November, when Arteta raged against the VAR checks that decided Anthony Gordon's winner was legal. Nor did they require their memories jolting about the spoiling job the Magpies successfully completed upon last season's meeting here. Arsenal, bruised by another aggravating experience in Porto 3 nights previously, were always going to start quickly in a bid to render elements of doubt unnecessary. Within a minute they had won 2 corners and, inside the first 10, they had called Loris Karius into action twice. It was some occasion for Karius, out of the picture since his cameo in the Carabao Cup final a year ago, to be pitched into, but illness to Martin Dubravka dealt him a first Premier League start since representing Liverpool against West Ham in December 2016. Saka's deflected shot gave him an early feel before an effort from Declan Rice, shooting more meatily from an angle, demanded a firm parry. When Arsenal attacked once again to earn a third corner, Karius was beaten in the strangest of circumstances. The goal had been coming, in whatever form. For 18 minutes Newcastle had barely departed their own half, but they hardly looked equipped for a rearguard action this time. Set pieces have become a weapon redolent of the George Graham era for modern day Arsenal, but not even their predecessors managed many openers this scruffy. Saka's right-sided delivery was met, as so many are, by a soaring Gabriel Magalhaes, and Karius did well enough to repel the header as the ball spun up. Botman attempted to clear but failed to make contact. As it came down, Tino Livramento could only knock it against him and, while Karius eventually smothered, it had already squirmed over the line. Alexander Isak's return had given Eddie Howe some relief from a debilitating list of injury absentees, but Newcastle simply could not feed him. They were not remotely in the game and, after Arsenal had regained possession from the visitors' latest aimless clearance, soon conceded again. This time Jorginho lofted a clever pass into the inside right position, and Gabriel Martinelli, busting a gut to complete a diagonal sprint from the opposite side, took it on the run and cut the ball back before it could go behind. Havertz was on hand to sweep in emphatically from the 6-yard line, and the outcome already looked more than secure. Newcastle were being smothered, but they were also shambolic. Fabian Schär allowing Martin Odegaard to pick his pocket and thanking Sean Longstaff for a last-ditch intervention with Havertz ready to convert again. A wayward Martinelli header and a smart save by Karius from Saka meant Newcastle, pressed into submission during as one-sided a half as the season has seen, escaped further damage before the break. Within 22 seconds of the restart, Havertz, released following a scything run by Saka and nudged through by Martinelli, should have added a third but slotted wide. Newcastle finally caught a glimpse of goal almost straight away, Isak trying and failing to round David Raya, and followed that with their first shot when Gordon's low effort was smothered. Howe's players had come back out more proactively, although they had a low bar to clear on that front. Perhaps this might be the time to expose any residual tiredness from their hosts' European adventures. Just after the hour, Isak brought a ball down from the sky deliciously before shimmying inside and shooting over. Arsenal looked content to wait for further opportunities, and, while they were hardly under the pump, for the briefest of spells there were belatedly 2 teams in the contest, then they pounced on the kind of error Newcastle had been making all night, Botman giving the ball away to Havertz near halfway. Eventually, the ball was worked to Saka and, twisting inside onto his left foot, he whipped a low shot past the motionless Karius. 3 quickly became 4 via another corner, Kiwior glancing Rice's delivery at the near post and off the luckless Lewis Miley. Willock, finishing well against his old club, ensured Newcastle could apply a little salve to their wounds. Now, I want to hear from you all. Leave your comment below, tell me what you all think about the game. If you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring the notification bell. Catch you in the next one. OnsideBallerTv, bye for now.